Welcome everybody to Undiluted Tech. I'm your host, Baba Mustafa. Just playing. Let's upgrade to Debian 13 from Debian 12. Okay? So you're gonna log into your computer, your workstation, find the terminal. While you're at the terminal, if you're sudo root, you can proceed from here. If you don't have sudo permissions or privileges, you just need to switch to the user root. For this example, I do not have sudo permissions with this AutoMax user, so I'm going to switch to root by using su dash, enter the password. Now that you're in sudo, let's kill the screen here. Let's do an update just to see what we got. And we are all up to date. Let's clear the screen. And now what we're gonna do is do a backup first. And my tool of choice is Timeshift. So apt install Timeshift, yes. Now start Timeshift and make a backup or whatever software you use to back up your machine, your workstation. Okay, so we're gonna use Timeshift and just make a simple backup here. I use rsync here. Sometimes BTRFs, BTRFs have some issues, but rsync is fine for this. Select where you wanna save your backups. Click on next. Right here you can do monthly, weekly, hourly. We're just gonna do daily for now, but it will take a snapshot for what's current on the system. And after you decide, click next. Then after that, decide which user or home directory you wanna include. I would include both. Then after that, just click on finish, and your backup should be on its way. Now that you've backed up your system, let's navigate to the apt resource or apt directory by going to etc apt and let's list the files. We see our sources.list. This is where your sources list are, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna use deb-82 style. So to be safe, we're gonna comment out all these. You could delete this file if you want, but I just want to have a fallback plan. So I'll begin by just, commenting out the sources list right here and then saving the file and then moving on. Control S and then you can press enter. Now save. You can use Vim if you would like. Now let's navigate to the source list directory.d. Now in here, let's do a man for sources.list. I made a mistake here. I was searching for sources, but I do need to do sources.list. All right, I just want to show you the deb-822 style, and it's right here. You'll just type in type, URIs, your suites, your components, options. You could also go like the old style sources list right there at the top, deb option value, blah, blah, blah. But we're gonna stick to 822, deb 822. So I'm using nano for this. I find it easier. And let's just type out our sources list. This, by the way, will be at the bottom of our other description box. So if you want to just copy paste it, there you go. It will be down below in the description box. Now you want to type in deb space deb sources, and then your URI is https deb.debian.org/debian, and your switch here will be Trixie, since we are upgrading to Trixie or Debian 13. And it's not Trixie's, it's just Trixie, so do not type the S after Trixie. For components, we're gonna do main and non-free firmware. And then we're gonna enable this by putting the enabled and yes. Then signed by. You just type in that URL. There's a GPG key in your system that will be used to sign the sources list. Now let's double check our work here. Make sure we are not having any typos, and I know we have one. So let's delete that S over there. And let's go to the second option of it, or second portion rather. And just like we did above, it types deb sources, and your URI, and this time I'm gonna do the security one, which will be https security.debian.org/debian-security. Then our suites, of course, gonna be Trixie. Yep, trixie-security. For components, do main non-free firmware enabled, of course, yes. Signed by the GPG key in your system. Now that we're done, Control S and then enter. And you can just cut that to make sure that something was written to that file. Then from here we can just do an update. If you're not using root, then you use sudo. If you're already in root, you don't need to add the sudo on there. I just did it for the sake of it. All right, then let your system update. We'll come back when it's done. Restart services during packages upgrades. Go ahead and do that. All right, now the system is done. I just have to reboot. And once you reboot in, you should have Debian 6. And if you didn't notice, you can see your kernel now is 6.12, not 6.5 or whatever Debian 12 had. And there you go on the screen, you got Debian 13. So that's a success. Log into the system. We're gonna do a little housekeeping here real quick. Let's grab the terminal. And let's clean up the old stuff. You know, use sudo apt auto remove and apt clean. Say yes. So all old remnants of your software are gone. If you wanna get back to that system, remember we did a backup before we began. And now let's just confirm that we have Debian 13. Here we go. All right, that shows you that we have Debian 13. That's all I wanted to share for this video. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and let's build this community. I'm out, y'all.